Your family was your first emotional classroom. Long before school, long before your first job, you were already learning how the world works quietly, without anyone explaining the lesson, and nowhere does what we learn travel more silently than inside a family. Most of us think we leave those lessons behind when we move out. We actually don't. What you learned or didn't learn about conflict, closeness, emotions shows up everywhere else. In your team, boardroom, your friendships, your marriage, with your kids. That's why one simple question can feel like a threat in your body. And most of the time, we don't even realize we're repeating a script we never chose to write. Think about the atmospheric pressure of your childhood home. Even when nothing was said, something was being taught. Now, think about how this shows up in your everyday life, in your work, in your business. You think you're making a rational decision, but sometimes you're just avoiding a risk that once felt unsafe. You think you're being strategic, but most probably you're protecting yourself from a tone, a look, a reaction you learn to fear at 5, 8, 12 years old. In those moments, you aren't leading from clarity, you're leading from memory. And this is the part most people miss. What we don't question becomes our foundation. We don't just inherit behaviors, we inherit strategies for survival. Hi, my name is Szabó Tamás István, but you can call me Tamás. Or if that's a bit hard to pronunciate, you can just call me Tav. I'm a father, a singer, an entrepreneur, and for the past 15 plus years, I worked with kids, young adults, families, leaders, and communities, exploring how we as humans try to connect and designing systems for sustainable relationships. If your family used a cold shoulder to survive conflict, meaning silence as punishment or distance as control, that's not just a bad habit, it was a survival tool. It worked when you were small and had no power. But today, it just creates distance instead of safety. And we build our adult lives on these strategies because they feel normal. And when something feels normal, we stop seeing it. It becomes the air we breathe. We just keep using it. And then we wonder why the same wall keeps appearing in front of us. I used to think I was past this. I thought I had worked it all out. I've seen so many patterns in my work until a few weeks ago. I was at home with my child and wife, a relaxed moment, a safe moment. And my child said something that stopped me cold. He used the word megértettem. I understood. He sounded older than he was, not like a 2-year-old child, like someone who had already learned to be careful. I turned to my wife and asked, where did he learn to say it like that? And then, just seconds later, I said it myself. Megértettem. Same word, same weight, same distance. It was a lightning bolt. In 1 second, I saw the pattern traveling in real time, from my past, through my voice, into the ears of my son. I'll be honest, I felt a flash of shame. And then that shame turned into curiosity, because I realized if I can see the pattern, I can interrupt it. But first, I had to admit, the blueprint is there. What's the heavy word in your house? What's the heavy tone? Who did you hear it from first? My family didn't just teach me what to say. It taught me when to speak and when to stay silent. It taught me how to report instead of connecting. And when I finally understood this, I didn't feel the need to blame anyone. My parents were working with the blueprint they were given. Clarity is the first step toward having a choice. Once you see the blueprint, you can decide which walls stay and which ones need to move and let the light in. But here's the catch. Seeing the blueprint is one thing, and actually choosing to move the wall you've been living behind for 30, 40 years, that's where the work begins. You don't need to tear your whole house down. You just need to notice which wall isn't serving you anymore. Today, just notice one inherited reaction. Don't try to change it yet. Just name it. This is the blueprint. And that's the first crack in the wall. In the next video, we'll talk about why change is so hard, even when you see the pattern clearly. We'll take this one layer at a time. No rushing, no quick fixes. Just learning how the human system actually works, step by step. See you in the next one. God bless.